Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan and we are playing Planet Coaster. As you can see, we are in a time lapse right now. This is kind of our first voiced over time lapse. I'm super excited about this new kind of format for some episodes. So as you can see, we are building that incomplete roller coaster that we had never built in the previous part. So we're kind of doing that right now, starting off, getting a bit of a kind of starting down slope it looks like. This roller coaster took way too long than I'm willing to admit. It took like 40 minutes for me to build all the way through, and I'm not totally satisfied with it. It's a little disappointing at times, but you'll kind of see it. I had a really cool idea in my head for it, and then as I started building it, and you know how it is, those ideas in your head never really are reality. So, but I'm using this giant castle set piece as kind of inspiration for the whole roller coaster's kind of wrapping around the castle, and it's kind of like the roller coaster is integrated with the castle to an extent, which is kind of cool. So you can see we're wrapping around that castle here, trying to get a good angle. I wanted to sit on this platform just right. We ended up kind of sort of making it work there. Kind of, almost. We're super close. There we go. And then we do another little upswing here. And my idea was at the very top of the castle, I wanted there to be a big drop. So we're making our way to the top of the castle here. We've got another little chain lift right here. And here's my idea, is make it a giant, insane drop right here. So we go like an 80-degree angle all the way down here, and then we kind of smooth up that angle as we go, and then we add a little roller thing to get back on us. Spoiler alert, this ends up not working because that drop ends up being too steep, and in my tests it says I basically killed everybody. So spoiler alert, this isn't going to work, but this is kind of the first iteration of the coaster. We kind of double back here exactly where we came in. We're going to do another little chain lift here eventually. It's not a chain lift yet. There we go. Now we're adding a chain lift. Give me another chain lift here, and we're going to do more of like that stereotypical roller coaster up and down, but I realized that's not big enough, so I redo it, and we make it even taller. We kind of do that, you know, just, I call it like snaking up and down, kind of like what you call a traditional roller coaster. And then we get to this part, and I'm like, how do I even end this coaster? So I tried to do the autocomplete thing, and it didn't really work how I wanted it to, so I kind of went around a little bit here. I wanted to go around this little castle bit. I autocompleted it again, and it looked all right for the most part. Then Roller Coaster... I almost said Roller Coaster Tycoon. That game is really old. This is Planet Coaster. Has a cool smoothing mechanic, so I was just smoothing that up a little bit. And then we're running some tests, and this is the test where I realized that... the roller coaster is not going to work. You can see the excitement rating and the fear rating right there, and the nausea rating goes way into the red. Not good. You can see your ride is too scary and it exceeds G-force limits. So I'm like, oh no, how do I even fix this? But I also realized I accidentally turned off track supports, so you can see there's no supports in the entire roller coaster, so I turned those on. That looks much better, much more natural. And then I fiddle with this kind of downward slope for forever, trying to figure out how to balance out the excitement and the fear and the nausea and the G-forces. You kind of have to know a little bit of basic physics to build roller coasters in this game. So I tried a bunch of things, but then I realized if you look in our bottom left, we are severely low on money. Those financial problems that plagued us in the first part are now plaguing us in the second part. So I have to do so much. I lower our loan repayment. I do so much to try to get this to work. I spend like 4 or 5 minutes just fiddling with finances, trying to get things to work. But I'm really trying to power through it. I just want to get this coaster up and running, and then our finances will be perfect. You can see I keep swinging into the negative, and it really isn't working how I need it to. So we're really trying here. I do try... yeah, I wanted that to look pretty cool. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I think I'm just trying to... Yeah, I end up firing a bunch of staff, I guess, trying to make any sort of profit that I possibly can. I'm going to foreshadow something, that the issue to our financial problems ends up being really, really stupid. So stick around to the end of the video to figure out the stupid reason why our finances are absolutely horrendous. It's actually kind of funny, and I had to laugh a little bit, so... We're trying to adjust some ticket prices, hoping people will spend a little bit more money in the meantime. And you can see I end up just scrapping part of the roller coaster, you know, trying to get some money back and just trying to do anything to get this coaster connected and up and running. But you can see it doesn't last long. That loop ends up being really expensive as part of the problem. You know, just fiddling around with a lot, trying to get anything to work at this point. I even tried to build my own loop, hoping maybe my own loop would be cheaper, and then I realized this isn't gonna work how I need it to. So I try everything. I look at a billion different loops, anything that's cheaper, anything that gets us in the direction we need to go, nothing at all. So at this point, I'm kind of frustrated. I'm like, why are our finances so jacked? And then you can see I end up firing everybody, thinking that was the right call. Ends up not being the right call. You can see our money is actually dropping even more, because our shops were actually making us a good amount of money, and our shops are no longer making us money. So I had to end up hiring a bunch of people back that I had just fired. It's a big mess. Our finances were a huge mess this entire time lapse. But you can see, slowly figuring it out. Really just fiddling with a bunch here. I don't have much to say. We're just still fiddling with things, trying to get people hired and fired. Just trying to make any sort of profit. You can see I'm raising ticket prices again on literally everything. And we're just dipping so low, and it's so frustrating. And you can start to see we're coming back to this roller coaster here, and we have a bit of money to hopefully make things work. I try auto-completing it. Obviously that angle's not going to work, so I end up doing that. And then we test it again, and we realize that the drop itself now is not actually the problem. It's coming out of that drop back into that little cave area that's actually causing a bunch of, like, G-force right there. So we end up putting, I don't know when we do it. I don't know if I try raising it a little bit, and that's not enough. But I think I end up, oh yeah, Planet Coaster also has this really cool thing called heat maps. So as it's live testing, you can kind of see the different heat maps of, nausea and excitement and stuff like that. And you can see that whole zone was red right there. So I end up, right here, I end up putting trim brakes on everything to try to slow down the car. It was just going too fast, and that's what was causing all the G-forces. So I put like 3 sets of trim brakes here, which ends up slowing it down just enough eventually. At some point, I'll want to try to come back to this park and fiddle with this roller coaster some more, because you can actually see at the very end of these tests, our ratings are not very good. You can see everything's like orange, and then the nausea is red or green. But anyway, that's really about it for the time lapse. We have a success. We got the coaster built. We're gonna jump into the live gameplay right now, and I'll see you guys in a second. Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are into the live gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed that little voiced over time lapse of this roller coaster. I am very aware the roller coaster does not look very pretty, especially in this area right here. I had a really good idea going into it, and then trying to execute it, it didn't look nearly as good as I had envisioned, but that's okay. So we're up here specifically, I'm not super happy with. I don't like how it looks, but in hindsight, I probably should have made this a gentler drop and kept this going all the way until about right here and done the loop right here. Probably would have been more exciting and less awkward, but that's okay. That's what we're doing. So we now built a roller coaster. Something I want to check. Yeah, this queue, my guess, is really awful. I want to go on incomplete. This park is a bargain. Entry is cheap, and the roller coaster is cheap too. So we're gonna bump it up. I think we can get away with 20 bucks for this single roller coaster. We'll see what people think, but I think we can pull $20. Guest thoughts don't seem to be going down, so I'm gonna keep it at 20 for now. We might be able to roll it up even more. Our profit is now that we have this roller coaster up and running, my profit seems to be doing all right. The main problem really was just we were spending so much money. The problem becomes now I had to fire a bunch of staff. Actually, it looks all right. I think we're doing good. I think we do need to hire some janitors, though. I did have to fire my janitors to get this coaster up and running, so I definitely want to hire some janitors again. There we go. And hopefully, let's see if people are still wanting to ride this. Oop, how do I get to the roller coaster? What's going on here? There we go. I'm not queuing that long. It's still, people are still thinking it's cheap, so we're gonna bump it up to $25. See what people think of it there. For some reason, our monthly profit just went down all of a sudden. Why is that? We're about to go negative again. What is going on? I swear it's like up and down with this park. I can never quite understand why things are happening the way they are. But we're going to increase this to, we're going to try $10 and $7. That might be pushing it too. I don't know. But in the process, we're going to lower a few of these prices just a tad to hopefully even things out just a little bit. And we're going to let it run. And hopefully we start making a profit in this gosh darn park. It's been a struggle from start to finish. So we do need to reach a monthly profit of 2,000, which seems to be our current challenge. And we need to reach a monthly profit of 4,000. So really we've got our work cut out for us. It'll really help. I had to take out another loan for the roller coaster, so it'll really help when this loan is repaid. Gosh, why are we going to the negative so much? I don't quite understand. What am I looking for? There we go. Just look at my cash balance sheet here. Okay, I gotta pause because it's getting really bad. What's going on here? Okay, so boom, boom, park management. So shops and facilities were actually... Okay, I think shops and facilities is actually where a lot of our money is going right now. So why is that the case? The running costs are really expensive compared to what we're making. I wonder why that is. Is it just too expensive? We've only got 3 sales, so maybe that one should close down. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to close all of our... well, I feel like we need to keep them open. I don't know. I'm so confused. Here's what I'm going to do. I know we just cut into the live gameplay, but I'm going to cut here again and try to get this financial status under control again, and then I'll be right back. So 1 second. So I think I might have found one of the possible causes. I don't know what's wrong with this bathroom, but everybody is freaking out. So definitely gonna have to figure out why this is the case. Maybe we don't have enough bathrooms in the park. And that might be... the problem is these bathrooms are empty. I guess it's really just like... I guess we just need more janitors. Okay, well, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with relatively good news. I cut to the bathroom problem. That's genuinely what was happening. All of the customers were like stuck. It was probably, I think it's a glitch, honestly. This entire scenario, I think, has been really glitchy. Because everyone was stuck at the bathroom blocks, both of the bathroom blocks. And so no one was spending money in our park because everyone was, waiting and queuing for the bathrooms. So I turned off the bathrooms, turned them back on. And as you can see, now we're making a killer profit and we're out of the negative. So really frustrating that I think all of our financial issues were not my fault. I think it was genuinely the game being absolutely ridiculously glitchy. So now we should be making a ton of money. That's super frustrating that all of those financial issues were not my fault, but that's okay. We did hire a bunch of janitors to clean up. Part of the problem that I think people weren't spending money is everyone wanted to leave because the park was so dirty, and I think that partly was my fault. So I hired a bunch of janitors. You can see the park is squeaky clean now. We can probably end up firing some of our janitors here in a second, but some of them are still experiencing a high workload, so I want to make sure to, keep the park as clean as possible for a little bit. But you can see we're at a $4,000 profit, which actually should end up getting us our objective. So literally, we were doing just fine. It just happened to be the game glitching. So let's see here. I think we have to wait till the end of the month, and it should give us these objectives, which is fine. But you can see now everyone's queuing for rides, and everyone's super happy with the rides. It's just everyone couldn't get to the bathroom. Like, there was a big glitch in the bathroom, so that's what it is. But there we go. We got our silver and our gold objective. May 1st, year 4. We did it. That was an interesting adventure. If I would have known that was a glitch, we probably could have finished the scenario last episode, but I didn't realize that was as bad as it was. So this is actually probably going to be a really short video, a really short episode. But I'm glad we finished this career mode scenario. I never want to experience that again. Building that roller coaster was actually hell, having absolutely no profit. But literally, it was just our bathrooms that were sinking us. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, well we completed the scenario. This video is probably gonna be really short, but I appreciate you guys tuning in eventually. This is a park that I definitely, I've said it a billion times that we're gonna have another series where we're gonna decorate parks. I'm gonna stop saying that every part, but this park specifically has a lot of potential to be super cool. Lots of rides, super decorated. Definitely come back to this abomination right here and fix this roller coaster. Again, it was a really cool idea. I wanted it to wind around the castle and then have a big drop. But Planet Coaster Physics, no one wanted a big drop. Like everyone was too scared to ride it in the tests. So had to really evaluate. And it didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to, but I think it's kind of cool. The idea of it, at least, is kind of cool. All right. Well, that has been the shortest part of Planet Coaster we will ever have. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.